The second trip to the USA for the resumed negotiations was therefore aborted. The negotiations with Cosmos Energy thus broke down, and Cosmos's interest in the oil block was never divested to ExxonMobil. And Ato has also since then never set foot in the USA.
Thank you so much. You've given us 7 tastes of the book, and it's a book that everybody really needs to buy before you leave today. So I want to say thanks to all the authors, Agnes, Ifwa, Amma, Kwamina, Amar again, Kwesi, and Atu. Let's give them all a big round of applause. And let's recognize their family members who are sitting behind them and literally supporting them. Yes, wave. They're right behind them. Thank you so much. Now, before we launch the book with the keynote address, we want a brief musical interlude from the Lipstick Band. Now, this is a band made up of women. All the instruments are played by women. All the singing is done by women. They perform usually on Wednesdays at +233. Ambassador Atu Ahoy, Ambassador Kwesi Ahoy met them and took them to South Africa when he was in charge of the mission there to entertain the Ghanaians there. And he used them as an example of, hey, you think things are not happening in Ghana? Well, people are doing stuff in Ghana. You better come back home and contribute to what is happening in Ghana. And they're here to bless us with some great music. Let's put our hands together for the Lipstick Band. One beautiful song for us before our keynote speaker.
They got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. You date a girl and find out later she smells like a percolator. The perfume was sprayed right on the grill. They got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. No tea, no tomato juice. You see, no potato juice. All the farmers in Africa say, hey, hey! Politician's daughter was accused of drinking water and was found regret with $50 bill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. A whole lot of coffee in Brazil. An awful lot of coffee in Brazil. No tea, no tomato juice. You see, no potato juice. All that farmers in Africa say, hey, hey. A politician's daughter was accused of drinking water and was found regret with $50 bill. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. A whole lot of coffee in Brazil. Coffee in Brazil. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. Oh, yeah. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil. Oh, yeah. They've got an awful lot of coffee in Brazil.
Thank you so much. Lipstick Band, with a whole lot of coffee in Brazil. Thank you so much for the music. And before our keynote address, I want to just recognize the presence of Mr. Elvis Efriye Ankra, the NDC Director of Elections. Mr. Kojo Bonsu is the former mayor of Kumasi, who's here with us as well. I also want to recognize Nana Ufori Ababio, the Adontehene of Serioso traditional area, representing Ketechie Kwesi Bumangama II, the Omanhene. We also have Nana Kofi Nkwa II, Nana Yao Bedu, the Trafohene of the Serioso traditional area. Thank you so much. We wish you all the best, and we're happy that we are all here. And the array of chiefs we have here represent the setting of the book that you will be buying, which will be launching, you'll be buying. So we have, representing here, we have Kumasi, we have Serioso, we also have Agona Mankrong. So these are the traditional areas represented here. And we want to say, Nana, Yamamunina Akwaba. Thank you so much. Nanamum, Nananum. Thank you. Okay, and now to our keynote address, which will be delivered by Nana Joantwahine of Agona Asafo, a.k.a. former Finance Minister of the Republic of Ghana, Professor Kwesi Butchie. And he will launch the book launch. He'll give the book launch's keynote address. We're live on Metro TV, live on Radio Go 90.5, and live on Digibooks' Facebook page. Nana, the microphone is yours.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Madam Chairperson, Nananum, distinguished authors and members of the Ahoy and Edujemfi clan, Mrs. Digibooks, Ghana Limited, all you gracious ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to have been asked to give this keynote address. At this very refreshing book launch. When Kwamina Ahoy called me quite a while ago, I think a couple of months at least ago, to ask me if I would accept to give the keynote address at this event, I unhesitatingly said, of course, I'll be delighted and honored. The date seemed very far away at the time, so I didn't think it would pose any problem for me in the management of my usually cluttered days. But mercifully, Kwamina sent me appropriately timed, but a good number of reminders. The last one of which came at 5:30 this morning. As though he thought I might just forget. And then Kwesi's letter inviting me formally to be here kind of sealed it all for me. And so I'm happy to be here to participate in this event. And all these reminders, of course, finally reminded me to read and finish reading the book, which I found thoroughly delightful. But now, as I stand here, I'm reminded that I have about 15 minutes or so in my hands to speak in what has been arguably a delightful event. The book, in truth, has deservedly received a great deal of approbation already and promotion. And today, amidst the music and the festivity, we've had a thorough review of the book by Nana Apajahene of Achimanti, my old friend, Jana Penting, whom I hadn't seen for a long time. And we have had a reading of excerpts from the book by a good number of the co-authors themselves. So it will be quite appropriate, I would have thought, for me to just not prolong this delightful ceremony for too long and say that my keynote address consists in just saying that I associate myself unreservedly and gladly with all that has been said. But on second thought, I thought, well, let me provide some remarks on a number of recurring themes that I got from the book. Of course, as I read the book, I focused, not entirely, but I was kind of drawn to the role that the Ahoy and Adujemfi siblings played in the area of economic policy making and implementation. Before I do that, I've been very struck by the echoes of the generational transitions that we've all gone through. And the fact that there were so many things in the book that reminded me of my own experience. I heard stories about the famous institution of the chop box, for instance. I'm sure this was lost entirely on the younger generation of today. But I recall my own experiences with my chop box as I ventured to my secondary school in the Presbyterian Secondary School in Odumasi Krobo, not the modern one next to Legon now, the old one. My father had driven me to the school with my chop box. It contained some clothes, but principally provisions, including my treasured condensed milk, 3 of them at the time, which my mother had made sure I had. I got to the school, a little in tears, leaving home and going to boarding school and stay and live there, for the term and so on. And then I saw 4 seniors almost blocking the entrance of the building that I was supposed to be settling in. I was very little. And then they came out and kind of pounced on me. Small boy, butcher box in here. Didn't really understand why they would be messing with a little boy, you know. So they took it from me, opened it, and evacuated all the provisions. I mean, this caused me a really traumatic experience. And I felt like leaving and going back home. So I cried my eyes out until the headmaster, who happened to be my father's friend, heard that there was some young little fellow who didn't really, wasn't ready to settle in the school and was raising a din. So anyway, he called me, gave me some condensed milk of a different brand than what I liked. It didn't stop me from crying. And in the end, my father was called to come to the school to calm this inexplicably unhappy kid. So the institution of the chop box is no joke at all. And then I'm sure there were echoes that ran through the accounts in the book as have been narrated. One concerns just the leap in technology that has happened in our time, which not everybody in my generation fully understands. In our time, mobile telephones, as you know them today, were just inconceivable. This is before the 80s when the first mobile phones came out that looked like a club. Mobitel, I think it was they were called. In our time as kids, well, you know, Royal Mail is what you had. The booths with telephones that looked today as, you know, atavistic reminders of very old times. You were lucky to make a trunk call, and so on. And so my grandchildren are here, you know, speaking ill of their mothers and so on, and, you know, why they don't understand, can't send emails. There are some members of my generation who, if you give them phones, will just make calls, receive, and call. Give them the smartest smartphone, it means absolutely nothing. They're steeped in these old circumstances. And so there is a gap, a generational gap that straddles the transition in the massive development of technology that has happened. But let me talk about a number of themes. One is the role of matriarchy, the role of our mothers in our lives, which we take for granted a lot. The role of matriarchy in the nurturing, protection, and advancement of their children. The nurturing of sibling solidarity, especially in times when their marriages, for this or that reason, come under stress. It resonated with me, as I'm sure it would, with all of us, even today, with the younger generations. The role of matriarchy continues in different guises. You see it a lot in Ma's role in nurturing and keeping together and building this clan. You see it as she dramatically descended on number 10 Foley in Achimota, where Kwamna and Comfort lived. I happened to live there also in Achimota, not too far away. It is a significance which I hope isn't lost on us as we discuss the ambience of the book. The second is the role of, shall we say, consanguinity of siblings in politics, captured mainly in chapter 8 of the book. The role of the Ahoy brothers and sisters essentially started with what was a bout of domestic tourism. In which the Ibenso trio with their friends began as they drove towards Seri. Their conversations on this trip, from the observations of the poverty, widespread poverty, state of the roads and so on, caused them to begin to think about the issues of development. And then the role of the clan, I prefer to call them that, in the politics of the PNDC era, especially in its initial phases. And I noted the early encouragement of their friend Daniel Sylvester Amu, alias Chico. Chico, are you here? Who, it is said, was a UP sympathizer, but who, on hearing that Kwamna's name had been mentioned on radio after Jerry took over, and it was taken over the television and radio station, and had called people's names to appear in Gonda Barracks. And Chico, on hearing the news, although he was a UP person, came and told Kwamna, Charlie, you have to go. He encouraged him to go. This, again, was a certain quality that permeated the Rawlings period, especially in the early days, which is why President Kufuor, for instance, was a minister under the Rawlings regime initially. So Chico obviously put aside his political leanings and urged Kwamna to take the thing seriously and go, respond to the call. So looking over and crossing the political transitions, I mean, in those days, whenever the PNDC had to make a decision in appointing anybody to any office, I recall, I'm sure all of us would, the principal consideration was, and Jerry would ask, well, who is the best person in the country? Usually. rather than what are his political colors at the time. The role of the Ahoy siblings in governance, in security arrangements, and in forging the legal architecture of new institutions for the country in a very difficult decision-making environment. When I was first called, I heeded the call with trepidation. You needed to go to Jerry's office in Gonda Barracks, and those were days of curfews. And you will get there 100 meters to the venue and be stopped by armed soldiers guarding the presidency, quote unquote. Stop. Get out of the car. Hands up. I mean, you felt like a criminal immediately. And they would inspect sometimes, come over and inspect, come closer, and then let you in. In my first experience of this treatment, by the time I got to Jerry's office and sat waiting for him to emerge from some crevice, I was not so sure that I wanted to serve. But I was there already. And when Jerry emerged, first thing he asked was, did my boys rough you up? I said, oh, no, it was fine. I wasn't sure how he was going to take it. But the role of Kwamina, especially at the time, in helping to smoothen over the sheer discordance and confusion and indiscipline initially, in forging the rules, the mass of legislation for the establishment, proper establishment of the PNDC itself, and the creation of new institutions, in a decision-making process where you often confronted some rumors that people who wanted to create confusion would be circulating and feeding Jerry John Rawlings himself. And so I was amused when I read about an experience recounted in the book in which the secretary to the PNDC, a Mr. B.D. Asamoah, had circulated a story to Jerry that the Ahoy brothers were engaged in some fraudulent activity or something, totally without foundation. But they knew how to get to Jerry, what the timing of these stories. Fortunately for them, somehow, Jerry wasn't quite sure about the veracity of the story. So he organized a confrontation, and Ato and others had documentation that proved clearly that this was a lie. So they escaped Jerry's sanction on that occasion. But it reminded me of my own experience. As a matter of fact, just going through the book, I could interject myself in the book It reminded me of my own experience. Where I live now is called Regimanuel Estates, off Spintex Road. Jerry had heard, apparently, had been told that I owned the Regimanuel Estate. So he had come to a cabinet meeting and was insinuating, and he would talk a while in his usual fashion and say, "Where's he, huh?" So I was wondering what was going through his mind. I found out subsequently. The name of the proprietor of the estate was called Emmanuel Bochwe. So someone had gone and told him, "This Kwesi Bochwe man, you think he's a selfless guy, eh? You should go and see the estate he's building." And they have their office at beyond, just before Labadi Beach Hotel. So he kept insinuating, "You know the place, eh?" So I sat through the meeting just wondering where he was going to land. At the end of the meeting, one of his boys walked up to me and said apparently they had gone searching at the company's registry to see whether, this Kwesi Bochwe really owned the thing, and found Emmanuel Bochwe, ignored the Emmanuel, and focused on the Bochwe, which happened to be spelled with an E. But a subsequent search had concluded that no, on your honor, a different Bochwe. So when Jerry finally heard the clarification, he changed his tune immediately. Really, people are lying about us. So reading about the travails of Kwamna and them, and maybe there are Samoa and others, and these were dreaded names. BBD was secretary to the PNDC, so they were them all the time. There was another one called Roland Quay. Terrorists, usually. These appear to be anecdotes in the book, but they point to a very important factor in the environment that we're working in. Then comes the role of the herbalists, particularly Ato, Kwesi. I'm not operating mostly in, securing the legal architecture, and was working in the secretariat and so on. But Kwesi, and Ato especially, and the role in forging economic management policies and implementation. When you read the book, you don't get the sense of the severity of the economic crisis that we inherited. The book talks about the early formation of what was called a National Economic Review Committee, with people like Dr. Abe, Dr. Sibia Budu, Dr. Eben, Atua Hoy, who had been formed into an economic management team, early economic management team. I was at Legon at the time, and I kind of dreaded exactly where the thing was going. So I was sitting on the sidelines. When, in about May 82, I received the dreaded call, which Kwamna had got earlier. Went to the castle and was made a member of the National Economic Review Committee, NEC, which I gladly accepted. And then I started looking for them. I reckoned that they would be housed in some offices together. But no. Ato was operating from somewhere. Dr. Abe had sort of taken over the Ministry of Finance proper. Dr. Eben, they were in different places together. So I remember meeting them, the very first meeting, I said, my people, if we are a committee working together, we should find some common offices so that we can meet regularly together. So we jumped into a vehicle and started moving around and went to the old Parliament at the time, which was near the Supreme Court, which had been abandoned, of course. Anyway, so that's where we finally decided to meet. And this was an incredible committee of different ideological persuasions and tensions. And I remember ceaseless arguments between neoclassicists, so-called, but Dr. Abe on one side, and the team had a Kwesi Amakwata in it. It was Nkrumah's last finance minister. A really thorough and experienced radical finance person and banker. And there will be fierce debates between them, pulling in different directions. Every night, we leave that house, our offices, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., be followed by soldiers to break the curfew to get to our houses. And we had some early engagements with the IMF at the time. Dreaded body. Nobody wanted to hear any talk of the IMF. So in one of the early engagements, which I missed, Ato was at the meeting and as reported to me, at the height of this, when we were trying to just gingerly see whether we could do a deal with the fund, they received a bruising experience. And at some stage, Ato was supposed to have asked them, the guys were veering towards persuading us to devalue the cedi. It was clear that the cedi needed to be devalued. We had fixed the cedi's value at 2.75 cedis to $1 for over a decade. It was causing a mess in the economy because nobody with the right mind who had dollars took them to the bank to get 2.75 cedis. When you could get 10 cedis just under a tree behind the bank and the black market. So foreign exchange was hard to find, and you needed a chit or something to go and get it officially in the ministry. So they were trying to urge us or to put the idea of devaluation in our heads. And Ato at that meeting asked them, what do you want us to devalue for? What are we going to export? Mosquitoes? It didn't end very well, needless to say. And the rest of us were left with patching things up, and at least keeping the door open. But this was the early experience. In the end, we found ways of moving towards a change in the value of the cedi to the dollar. It wasn't working. Even the State Gold Mining Corporation couldn't even pay its workers because the little bit of gold they produced, they didn't get enough cedis to pay the workers. And one of my most horrifying experiences was to see the management of the State Gold Mining Corporation come to the ministry to look for subsidies to go and pay their workers. Not only were they not paying any taxes, they were dependent on a state that didn't have any revenues really to pay them taxes. So when the book talks about some early interventions that the NERC made, including one, increasing money supply. I'll leave that, it's too confusing. But including the withdrawal of the 50 cedi notes. I don't know whether those of us who are old enough will remember. The 50 cedi was the largest denominated cedi currency. And in the course of our discussions, I think people felt to take their money to the bank for them. And this policy wasn't really able to address the fundamental issues of the economy we had at the time. But it made sense at the time. So all these you see echoing through the book. They give you a certain inkling into the context of the things that the Hoyle brothers and the rest of us were trying to do, which every previous government that had attempted to do have been overthrown. So the value of the book goes beyond the anecdotes that are incredibly delightful to read, but you understand them better when you understand the full context in which these initiatives were launched. I'm reminded that I need to bring things to a close and allow time for others. So don't clap yet. Let me conclude. The children of the house number D13 sat in Suntresu. I was in Swami, by the way, at the time. They deserve a huge round of applause, and I invite you to join me in giving them one. It is remarkable to put together a collective biography that does justice to every sibling's story. It's amazing, but they do it, including the one they lost. You are luckier than me. I lost all of my 4 siblings. So I look on you guys with great envy to this day. I hope that the enterprise didn't cause you any recriminations. This one complaining, well, it didn't do too well for me. I didn't see any cause for recriminations. So congratulations. The book had other lessons we all learned on the job. We were young, inexperienced, but we rose to the occasion and were fired by a certain selflessness, a commitment to discipline. I mean, if Jerry heard that you had a foreign account with $400 in it, it'll cause him great grief. You multiply it by the black market rate and imagine that you're hoarding away millions and so on. So discipline and learning to deal with Jerry's leadership style, both the positive and the challenges in that era. And finally, the legacy of the PNDC in dismantling the state-managed and controlled economy with a slew of obstacles on distribution and the value of the city. The creation of all the institutions, including the forest bureaus, the stock exchange, and all that. The legacy of dismantling this old and unworkable economy and creating a new market-determined economy that we have today. Needs to be appreciated. Although, sadly, we don't appear to have learned our lessons and are moving now so perilously close to the edge of the precipice where we were in the early 80s, with an economy saddled with debt, in which we can't even pay and meet our social obligations to the poor. That legacy is epitomized in the language and the content, the lateral content of this great book. And I urge you all to buy it, even before the formal election.
Thank you, Nanana. Thank you, Professor Kwesi Botchwey. As always, very witty and masterful in your delivery of the book launch, Keynote Address. And now for the formal launch of the children of house number D13, South Suntresu Kumasi and Ahoy and Edujimfi siblings collective biography. It's my pleasure to welcome the group chairman of the Jospon Group, Dr. Joseph Sian Achepong.
Professor Chairperson, Nananum, distinguished artists, ladies and gentlemen, to me as a businessman and as an entrepreneur, and also on behalf of all businessmen and entrepreneurs here, we humbly want to just put on record that the Ahoy families and the Edujemfi families have had impact in our lives in terms of business. When I was reading the book, I got to a point that I recall that the Howard family did not bring up through a silver spoon, but very true hardship. I recall in the year 2009, when government have changed hands from MPP to NDC. And at the conference center, where the formal office of the new administration of the NDC were being administered, I was summoned by a commission of inquiry because of Zoom Lion issues. I knew no anyone. Everyone's faces was new. I was only alone, very lonely and very cool. Then one day, Mr. Kwesi Pratt took me to Mr. Ato Ahoy. The man never knew me anywhere, but received me, treated me fairly, and then introduced me to the late Professor Ivan Atames at the conference center. And then these are the words that he said, that this young man is an entrepreneur, is a businessman. Let's help him. And today, I stand here as a formal launch of his book. Look at the investment that he imparted in my life. Today, look at where I stand now. So on behalf of all businessmen and entrepreneurs here, we want to congratulate the Ahoy families for the impact that they have made in the lives of businessmen, entrepreneurs, and others. Having listened to Professor Chair, the reviewer, and then the speaker, I humbly now declare, and I humbly like for all the high table to lift the book, I would like to declare the children of house number D13, South Suntresu Kumasi, duly launched. And I think they're taking a photograph of it, so that's good. That's good. And I humbly want to claim the privilege of being the first person to own the book. So I want to buy the first copy at 50,000 Ghana cedis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Joseph Sian Ajepong, for starting the work of the auctioneer on a very good footing. So Professor Kwesi Botre went to the old Presbyterian boys' school, while our auctioneer went to the new one in Legon area, and he is the host of Point of View on City TV. Let's bring on broadcaster, journalist, and auctioneer, Mr. Bernard Avle, for the auctioning of the book. Bernard, over to you.
Wow. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. The Ahoy siblings, it's an honor. When Ambassador Ahoy called me, I think it was a few days ago that I was to auction the book. I don't know what sin God wanted to punish me for. Because he called me whilst I was on air, which means he wasn't listening to my radio show. That's the first problem. And if you want to launch a book, you don't wait till this time in the economy. I mean, you know. So I don't know what point he's trying to prove. And it's because, you know, usually when you are auctioning a book as well, you usually use people's faces to call the amounts. Now, half of you are wearing masks, so I don't even know who is in the room. Okay? And then to make matters worse, this is live on air, so I don't even know how I'm going to do this. Now, if you want to keep a secret, you don't invite a journalist. Usually, when a journalist knows you bought a book for X amount, we don't know what will happen the next day on the radio. So, Kafui, I think we've launched the book, so we can go off air. I really think we need to go off air. How many of you agree we should go off air? Oh, please, we need to take a democratic decision like they wrote the book. How many of you think we should go off air now? Hey, those who are saying no are the ones who will not even buy. You know, I actually think it doesn't help to be on air because I'm going to mention names and I'm going to try and get amounts. So let's take a commercial break on air and come back in 10 minutes, by which time I would have sold all the books. So let's do that. I was very happy Chairman Josmond did the launch. I was hoping you would simply mention the amount we were aiming for so that we'll just close the thing. But you just mentioned a small part of it. And the problem is that if somebody goes higher than you, they will say the person is trying to boast. So the amount you mentioned is good, but I thought you go a bit higher. But anyway, let's put hands together for him. Let's put hands together for him. So, a couple of quick things to say. So, we have 40 books. We want to do it such that the first 10 will go, and then the next 30 would go. We have so many out there to sell. So, if there are any people who want to match what our launcher has done, we are off air. Just give me a wave. We've packaged it such that all you need to do is to raise your hand. We'll bring you one. And then if you want your name mentioned, obviously we'll do. If you don't want your name mentioned, I'll respect that as well. So we will ask the ushers to help me. Just line up with the 10. One is already gone. We have 9 left. We want to do the first 10 at a very good price. If we get the first 10 at the price we're looking for, we'll be out of here in the next 10 minutes. So is that a good plan? Okay, so usually when I'm doing the auctions, I have 3 groups of people. The first group are those who buy. The second group are those who applaud. And the third group are those who pray. Preferably in tongues. So if you know you are not buying and you can't clap, be praying for me so that I'll sell the books quickly. So where are the first buyers? We've sold the first one for 50,000 cedis. It would be nice to sell the first 5 each for 50,000. It would be so nice. Wow. Please put your hands together before I announce the good news. A special son of Mrs. Bartels Kujo and Mr. Ahoy. I don't know which of the Ahoys. Is it Atu? Atu Ahoy. He wants to buy the second copy for 70,000. Yes, 70,000. Wow. You know, in Ghana, things go up. They don't go down. So from 50 to 70. Like the way the CD and the dollar behave, it goes up. Oh, put your hand. Where are my clappers? So the special son is taking the second copy for 70,000. So based on ratio and proportion, the third person, you know the amount you have to take. If I can get somebody to give me 100,000, I bet you will finish this auction in less than 10 minutes. First copy went for 50K. Second copy went for 70K. Just based on the law of progression. Who is taking the third copy? Who is taking the third copy? Where's my usher? Please take the third copy and let me see. I just want to see a hand. Because of the masks, I can't see faces. So can you tell your neighbor, please take off your mask for 2 minutes? I'll be happy to have a third offer. Now, the reason I like this book is it's 7 books in one. Listening to the stories. I mean, I need to tell you something. When Kwame Nahoe launched the Rawlings book, I read it in one sitting, including when I went on the loo. In fact, when I was interviewing him, he was, when did you get the book? How come you know so much? The book was unputdownable. And I think this one is going to be even much better. Let's put our hands together for the authors. So, can I get an offer for the third? An offer for the third. We've done 50, we've done 70. If I can get something in that neighborhood. If I get something in that neighborhood. If you want to buy but you don't want to shout, just give me a wave. Somebody will come to you and give me the tip. Anything above 70K. Okay, who will match the 50K offer? Somebody to match the 50K. We just want a nice round figure for the first 3. Somebody to match the 50K. Kafu, you are my mathematician for the day. What is 50 plus 70? 120. So how much do we need to add to get a nice figure for the daily graphic? So we said the first 3 copies were sold for how much? Okay, 30K looks sensible, right? So if I add 30 to 70 is 100 plus 50. Yeah. So let's take the third for 30K. Is that a good idea? Oh, 30K. Where are my clappers? So somebody to give us 30,000 for the third for a nice round figure. 30,000 for the third for a nice round figure. 30,000 for the third for a nice round figure. 30. I don't want to mention people who I know. Otherwise, they will take my phone number off their phones. So, wow. Charlie, the people praying in tongues, where are you? I think your tongues is working. Oh, did I hear an amen? So, where are you? Don't go yet, wait. Somebody just whispered to me that another son of the Ahoys likes the fact that we are going up and we are not coming down. This nation is not going back, we are going forward. So we bought the first one for 50. We bought the second one for 70. The third one is going for 100,000 cedis. 100,000 cedis. An unnamed son. 100,000 cedis. So Kafi, how much do we have? We have 220. Put your hands together for the first 3 buyers. Wow. Now, I don't want to push my luck. So let's calm down. So the GRA is listening. I don't want trouble for myself tomorrow morning. So the first 3 copies, let's put our hands together for the first 3. We've auctioned them. We have 7 to go. 30,000 cedis. Please put your hands together for 30,000 cedis. Please bring me the name. 30,000 cedis for the 4th. From the 4th to the 10th, if I can get 30,000 and its relatives, I'll be very happy. 30,000 and their relatives. Please, 3,000 is not a relative of 30,000. I beg you. The relatives are 5 plus or minus. I beg you. So, 4th copy for 30,000. Am I getting a 5th for 30,000? Those on the left, are you the prayer warriors? I can't see any action here. All the actions in them. Please take one to that side and stand in front of the chiefs. I want somebody from that side to buy one. So from number 4, 30,000. Can we get a few more 30,000s, please? We want to clear the 6 left. Once we clear the 6 left, I'll be out of your way very soon. We want to clear the 6 left. 30,000 cedis for the 5th copy. That would be really nice. We have 220. If you add 30, that's 250. That's beautiful. Beautiful numbers. And whatever you are doing, don't think of, there are 7. Imagine sharing this in 7. But I wonder how your mother fed all 7 of you in the difficult days. Let's put our hands together for the mother. Let's put our hands together for her. The matriarch of house number D13. So, number 5, 25,000 for number 5. 25,000 for number 5. 25,000 for number 5. I was doing some calculation today. At the time you started writing the book, 25,000 cedis divided by the dollar. Versus now that you finished writing the book, do you know what that means? It means the book has reduced. The book has reduced by what percentage? It's a very serious issue. Now, if you don't buy the book now, by the time we buy it next, the value may go down. So let's get the 5th person for 25,000. 5th person for 25,000. Where are the ashes? Please come for the 6. 25,000. 25,000. 25,000. We are off air. We just want to clear the first 10. 20,000. 20,000 for the 5th copy. 20,000 for the 5th copy. Now, if you are here as a group, if you are representing your company, we don't have a problem. You can write in the name of your company and tell your boss later that there was a problem you were solving. Or if you are a parliamentary caucus, maybe you are from the committee on roads and there's problem, you can join forces with some of the ministers and say, together we bought one for 25,000. The chairman, I'll defend you on air tomorrow morning. So I want... How many do we have? 6. 6 more. Can we get 20,000? 20,000. 20,000 for the 6th copy. 20,000 for the 6th copy. Should I go up or should I come down? Or I should stay there? How many of you think I should go up? Come down. Stay there. Okay, 20,000. 20,000. Okay, go to the middle. There are some 3 MPs sitting together. Tell them that the 3 of them should put their resources together. The one with the shiny round head is called Son of Man. Go and give him one. He was my junior in Presec, and I didn't take his job box. Give him one. Tell him that he and the 2 MPs next to him, they should share one for 15,000. 15,000 cedis. Put your hands together for Son of Man. 15,000 cedis. So, there are 3. They are joining forces for 15,000. There are 3 MPs. They are on a normal MP salary. They don't have S gratia. Put your hands together for Son of Man. Put your hands together for Son of Man. So, Honorable, for the fact that you were my junior for 3 years and I didn't take anything from you. So, they will take a copy for 15,000 cedis. Put your hands together for Honorable Ablakwa. Is the minority leader here? Is the minority leader here? I think Parliament has to come together to do something to salvage the situation. We have 5 copies left. If I could get 10,000 for each of the 5, I would end this auction in the next 5 minutes. Thank you very much. Put your hands together for President Kufuor. Oh, come on, put your hands together for Senior Kufuor. 10,000. Please go to the chiefs to my left and give one to the Omanhene for 10,000. Then the lady sat next to Nana Oye Bampo Ado is also taking one for 10,000. Nana Oye, please text me her name. So, Son of Man's partners, please listen to this one. Son of Man went into caucus and he co-opted 2, this is a class of former NUCS presidents. So he co-opted NUCS President Omani Boama and NUCS President Haruna Idrisu, and they jointly bought one for 30,000 cedis. Put your hands together for Son of Man. It's called the power of caucusing. The power of caucusing. Put your hands together for the caucus. So we have former President Kufuor 10,000, Oman Hene's team 10,000, Nana Oye caucus, LC Appel 10,000. Put your hands together. Oh, Tarzan 10,000. Tarzan. Charlie Brobs is taking there are few people Tarzan will ever call boss in his life, and Uncle Atu is one of them. Let's put hands together for Tarzan. The 10,000 is running out. I need to see the hands. Charlie Brobs, thank you very much for all your support. 10,000 from that side. How many of I have 5 more. Please. No, I'm doing it in 5s. 10,000. Where are the 10,000s? Please, if your name was mentioned in the book and you don't buy one, Charlie, you not try at all. So if your name was in the book, just think of an amount and let me know. Okay? If your name was mentioned in the book, just think of an amount. I won't mention anybody's name. So we've gotten former President Kufuor 10,000. We've gotten Mrs. LC 10,000. We've gotten the Oman Hene's team. Please bring me the right calibration. Kafui, I need your help. So I'll properly acknowledge it. 10,000. And then we got Charles Reku Brobe 10,000, which means I have one more 10,000 left. Please, who is bailing me out for the last 10,000? The last 10,000. The last 10,000. Children of Professor Hudson. Am I pronouncing it right? Children of Professor Hudson have taken one for 10,000. Please put your hands together for them. Where are they? Oh. Please put your hands together for Lord, give us children who buy our books. In Jesus' name, amen. Please put your hands together for the children of Professor Hudson. Oh, where am I? I want to assume that those in the gallery, you are my prayer warriors, because you are not clapping, you are not doing anything. So just appoint a lead tongue speaker and start praying, because you are not doing anything for me. Put your hands together for me, Seb. You even put your hands together. Thank you very much. So we have successfully done the. Please, I want to explain where we are so we move on the journey together. We've done the first 10, and we've sold the 5 for 10,000 each. Are there any more 10,000s in the house? Are there any more 10,000s in the house? Before I move to a different number. Any more 10,000s in the house? Brilliant. Okay. Yes, sir. Please send him one. The gentleman in front. 10. Oh, put your hands together for the gentleman in front. Where are you going? Yes, 10,000. Please give me a wave if you want to take one for 10,000. I see some people have pushed the mask to the top of their nose. Please, look. And some are wearing dark glasses, mask, and a hat. Please remove one. You know who you are. Please remove one. You look like somebody I know. Remove one. Can we get a few more 10,000s, please? Can we get a few more 10,000? We are off air. We are off air. Can we get a few more 10,000s, please? A few more 10,000s, please. All right. Let's put our hands together for all those who've bought so far. I have very good news. The people on Zoom say they are being left out of the fun. So they want to know how they can bid. Please, who is manning the Zoom for me? Just type the amount you want to give into the chat in the Zoom, and I will announce it promptly. So, please, who is my Zoom master? Zoom person. Yes. The Zoom audience don't want to be left out of the fun. Zoom, please, we haven't started. If you want to go to 100,000, we can start from there. Just type the amount in the Zoom. You can go higher than Zoom. The Zoom in front of me. So, let's put our hands together for the Zoom people as they join the fun. I want to acknowledge Mr. Intim, a friend of Honorable Kwesi Ahoy, and a former student at Abusco, for joining the 10,000 club. Put your hands together for Mr. Intim. Just to be sure, there's another Intim running for MPP chair. It's not that one. You didn't add your first name. Please, can you give me a wave, Mr. Intim? You are not Stephen Intim of MPP, right? Just to be sure. Okay. So this is a different Intim. Put your hands together for Mr. Intim, 10,000 CDs. I feel the 10,000 grace is still there. So as soon as you get a Zoom prompting, let me know. Can I get more 10,000s, please? Can I get more 10,000s, please? Can I get more 10,000s, please? All right. Can we do 7,000 CDs? There are 7 co-authors. 7,000 CDs. Beautiful figure. 7,000 CDs. One district, one factory. One Ahoy, 1,000. 7,000. 7,000. 7,000. If it were a church, I would have promised you a sevenfold blessing, but I don't have that grace. 7,000. 1 ahoy, 1,000. Yes, please. Put your hands together. I got one there. You want to do 10? You want to do 20? Put your hands together for 20,000 people. Where are my round of applause, people? Wow. You look like Amma. I know you. Put your hands together for Amma. I won't give your details. Yeah. You and your cousins. Put your hands together for Amma. Oh, Charlie, what are you doing? Amma is somebody we know in the banking sector. When we are hot, he helps us out. Amma is a very good person. God will bless Amma for a long time. Put your hands together for Amma. Everybody needs an Amma in their life. She's one of our bankers. Amma, so should I stop the 1 ahoy 1,000? You didn't like it, eh? That's why this lump sum, 20,000. Please, can I get any indication from the Zoom bidders? The Zoom bidders. Hey, Zoom people. 7,000 cities, please. We're almost done. 7,000 cities. Please bear with me for a few more minutes. 7,000 cities. Thank you for your patience. 7,000 cities. Can I get somebody on top? Please, if you buy, I'll bring you down. Maybe you are angry we didn't bring you down. We beg. Anybody in the gallery for 7,000? 7,000 cities. 7,000 cities. Because of the light, I can't see very well. So, ushers, help me. If somebody gives a wave, let me know. 7,000 cities. 7,000 cities. We are nearly there. 5,000 cities. 5,000 cities. Thank you very much. Please, put your hands together for 5,000 cities. It's not easy to be a party chairman in opposition. 5,000 is a lot of money. Put your hands together for our chairman. Oh, what are you doing? 5,000 Ghana cities. Maybe we should mention it in old cities so that you will respect what we are saying. I want to acknowledge Katechie Kwesi Bumangama II, Paramount Chief of Sefiwi, also traditional area, for being the initiator of the 10,000 Club. He initiated the 10,000 Club. Nana, long may you reign. May your reign be prosperous. Oh, I can't. Hey, prayer warriors. Thank you for leaving an inheritance for your grandchildren. Not only your children. You will prosper. Amen. So, I'm confused now. Where was I? 5,000. No, there was some 7,000. 5,000. Yes, chairman. 5,000. Put your hands together for chairman. Chairman of NDC. Oh, yes. Somebody says Zoom. Hey, say Zoom. The Zoom people are angry. Vinadaku has dropped 10,000 into the chat. 10,000 Ghana cedis. No, sorry, Zoom. If you are from America, we just want to know, is it cedis or dollars? so we can be sure. Because, so Vina, please add a message so we know. Because, if it's dollars, it will balance the equation better. Jesus' name, amen. By the time she finishes times 9, we stop it. We want to thank a cultural ambassador and the daughter of Kwesi Ahoy, Aso, for matching Chairman of Osuampofo for 5,000 cities. Let's put hands together for Chairman. Oh, Mrs. Vainadako, which means she's in the United States of America. Vaina, our visa is, our passport is not busy. So you can send. Our passport is no longer busy. Put your hands together for her. For 10,000. And we thank God for old friends. A lot of these things we're seeing are people who have been touched by the wonderful life of their Ahoys. Let's put our hands together for Vina one more time. If I could get 10 people to give me 5,000 each, I promise you, we would close before, what's the time? We'll close before 6 o'clock. It's 10 minutes to 6. We'll close before 6 o'clock. So 5,000. I just want 10 people for 5,000. I beg you. 5,000. 5,000. 5,000 cities. Give one to Elvis Ankra. Just give it to him. Just give it to him. You just give it to him. You don't know Elvis Ankra? Hey, how did you qualify to be an usher? Apparently, Elvis in the church I used to go, Elvis was an usher. Oh, he's a full protocol man in our church. Oh, yeah. Elvis, put your hands together for Elvis Ankra. A free Ankra. He's a full protocol officer. I need 9 more 5,000s and I'll be out of your way. 9 more 5,000s. Any more? Yes, please. Put your hands together for the man sitting near Amma. No, everybody's around you is buying. You are just giving me fans. The woman on your left has bought. The man on the right has bought. The chief in front of you has bought. Charlie, take one to Nana Bampo. Take one to her. Any amount she wants to take it. Any amount she wants to take it. She was a very, very dynamic minister for gender. We love your work. Put your hands together for Nana Bampoado. Nana Bampoado. Any amount she wants to take it. Thank you very much. We have 8 more in the 5,000 set. We'll be done very soon. Thank you very much for your patience. 8 more. Any more 5,000s? Any more 5,000s? Yes. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, please, if you take off your mask, I'll see your face. I can't see your face. Or write your name for me. Put your hands together for him. He's giving me 5,000 CDs. Thank you very much. 6 more 5,000s. We are almost there. We are almost there. Please bear with me. 6 more 5,000s. 5,000s. Thank you. I want to say a special thank you to Dr. Eric Osei-Wusu for buying one for 5,000 CDs. Put your hands together for Dr. Osei-Wusu. Another one there for 5,000. Please take it and get the name for me. Oh, I need the applause. I need the applause. I need the applause. 5,000. Dr. Eric Osei-Wusu, may the Lord replenish you a multiple fold. 5,000. We have 5 more 5,000s, and then we'll clear the 5,000 desk. 5 more 5,000, clear the 5,000 desk. Can I get more 5,000s, please? Any more 5,000s, please? Any more 5,000s, please? Yeah. Oh, please, when I'm auctioning a book, don't take a fly off your face. Because when you raise your hand, I think you are raising your hand. Can I get one more 5,000? Come on, can you put your hands together? The Zoom people are working. Cindy Barnes, she's listening in the US. Maryland, I guess. 10,000 CDs. Put your hands up for Cindy Barnes. 10,000 CDs for Cindy Barnes. If I could get 4 more 5,000s, we would be very, very happy. 4 more 5,000s, we'll be very, very happy. 4 more 5,000s. All right. There's one 5,000, so I need 3 more 5,000s. Please get the name for me. 3 more 5,000s. 3 more 5,000s. Just a few more 5,000s. And then we will just do the last round, and we'll be out of your way. Please put your hands together for all those who've bought books so far. It's been a great, 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 great time. Can I have the names, please? I think that 3,000 will be a very healthy amount to take. And I am now at the price floor. Is that what it is? Honorable question, but your price floor. A price at which you will not go below. 3,000 CDs. Whilst we are getting the 3,000, the Forsen family have given us 5,000. Put your hands together for the Forsen family. Forsen family, can I get a wave? Where are they? Forsen family. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much for the Forsen family. HE, former President John Dramani Mahama, in absentia, 10,000 CDs. Hey, you people. Where are my prayer warriors? HE, thank you. Special aid, we thank you for sending that across. 3,000 CDs, please. Okay, let's do it this way. 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 in that neighborhood. 2,000, 2,500, 3,000. So we clear the desk. 2,000 CDs. Yes, madam. Please put your hands together for madam. In the row in front of the cameras. 2,000, 2,500. Yes, sir. Please go to the... Wow. No, the gentleman behind you has bought a book. I think I need to move you to a new place. Because everybody around you is buying. Amazing. The guy on the left, right, put your hands together for Nanoye, and the gentleman behind. Wow. Wow. it's incredible. So we got 2,005, 3,000. Thank you, sir. Please, there's a gentleman in nice batik. Yes. He looks like somebody I know, but I don't want to get the name wrong. Mike Atipo just joined the 5,000 club. Mike Atipo. Please give us a wave, Mike Atipo. The 5,000 club, Mike Atipo. By the way, we're taking either cash or checks or MTN Momo. And everything is on the sheet. I don't want to announce it. Mike Atipo, the Lord bless you for 5,000. Yeah. We want to also acknowledge a former running mate for H.E. Mahama, Professor Jenano Pokwajiman, 5,000 CDs. Push your hands together for her. Jenano Pokwajiman. Also in absentia, 5,000 CDs. We are nearly there. 2,000. We are nearly there. How many do we have, Kafui? How many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Please give him one. Please give Nana one. 2,000, 2, 5. Another Nana one. Kafui, you need to help me now. I don't want them to change their mind. I need a third. Another 2,500. We have how many left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2,000. 2,000. 1,500. 1,500. I'm ending at 1,000 CDs. 1,000 CDs. 1,000 CDs. Yes, please send one to the back. 1,000 CDs. Please put your hands together for the man at the back. 1,000 CDs. We have 7 left. 1,000 CDs. 1,000 CDs, please. And I want the names to acknowledge. 1,000 CDs. Oh, there are 2 on top for 1,000. Is it 1 or 2? 1 for 1,000. Put your hands together for the people in the gallery. At long last, the battle has ended. And the shame that was coming upon the people in the aisle has been wiped off. Please, everything I'm saying here should end here, I beg. Thank you very much. I have just 4 left. 4 left for 1,000. Please, I need more ushers. Please keep your hand up for me. Who can I send? Madam Keyboardist. Madam, if you don't take it, he won't pay you for the keyboard. Please come and take this one to the man for me. Madam, come and help me. I have a man at the back who wants one for 1,000. Wow. Wow. Fifi Kwete, 1,000 CDs. Put your hands together for Fifi Kwete. Radio Gold, 1,000. Put your hands together. Gentlemen at the back. There are 3 people at the back. I'm running out of books now. 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. We have some here. 1,000. Any more 1,000s, please? Please bring the books. Put the water down and bring book. Charlie, I need books. Bring some from outside. Bring some from outside. Please, the 1,000. Don't be angry, I beg you. Don't change your mind. He's still holding the water. Can somebody bring the books from outside? It's exactly 6 o'clock, so we are running out of time. Please, can I see the 1,000 hands? 1,000. 1. Can I see? Where are the other hands? Where is the hand? On top. 2. Yes, 2. 2. Please bring Kafui. There's 1,000 up there. There's a lady in green patiently waiting for her 1,000. There's a couple waiting for their 1,000. Reviewer, can I send yours to them? No, but we need the envelopes. Okay, Kafui, add this envelope. Julius Debra, put your hands up. Julius Debra, 1,000. Please, thank you for your patience. Oh, this is for me. Okay. Can we get more books, please? Mr. Labi, it's a desperate situation. We need more books. 1. The lady in green, Kafui, the lady in green. Digibooks. The lady in green. 1,000 CDs. Kafui, on your left, 1,000 CDs. Digibooks, please take note of those who receive the books. If you can do cash, we prefer it. 2 here. Those at the top will end soon. Yes. We are almost done. All right. I have completely lost track of how much we've made. 3 on top, 2 at the bottom. Asuna, is it Nana Kojo Amwakwa Aguna Duakwa. Duakwa. I'm from Nana Kojo Amwako. 2,000. God bless you. And then the Agona 2,500 CDs. There are so many people who want the book for 1,000, and I seem to have run out of books. Kafui. Captain Prince Kofi Amuabin, 5,000 CDs. Wow. 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 Captain Prince Kofi Amuabin, 5,000. We want part 2 of your book. He's written part 1. He's doing a trilogy. Thank you. Please, does anybody want the book who hasn't received the book yet? Oh, what is going on? Ane Asana. Hey. Kafui, I need about 10 books to wrap up this show beautifully. 1,000 CDs. 1,000 CDs. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your forbearance. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your forbearance. We are nearly there. We just have 2 items on the program to be done. Yes. We are nearly there. We are nearly there. While we are at it, we will be respectfully asking Madam Professor Chair to be getting ready to close us. Akaf. We're done? Please, if you wanted the book and you haven't received, let me see your hand. I beg you. This is very important to me. See, there's a gentleman sat behind the chief's cafe. Just said to me, yes, sir. Is that Kwesa White? But take off your glasses. I can't see you. Michael Kwesa White. Please take one to Kwesa White.
He said you can go down to 500.
Yes. Please go and give one to. Is that Sly sitting next to you? Sylvester Mensah. Oh, mask.
This man is buying one for 500. The only surviving uncle of the Ahoys.
The only surviving uncle of the Ahoys, and they do Jemfis, C.C. Kwenu, is buying one of the books for 500 CDs. Yes. Put your hands together for
former gaming commission CEO.
A former CEO of the Gaming Commission, 5,000 CDs. 500 CDs. Please go and give one to Michael Kwesa White. Where are the ushers?
Digibooks. Just call them.
Digibooks. Michael Kwesa White and his area. There are 2.
5 books upstairs.
1,000 CDs. Oh, Kwesa White. Oh. So, Sylvester Mensah, you were sitting there and I didn't see your face. Please, how much did you buy one for? A lot. Please go and check. I want to know. Please go and give one to Kwesa White for me. Anybody else who wants the book who hasn't received? All right. Kafui, I think my work is done. Please put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you very much. I'll bring it myself.
Yes.
I'll bring it myself. Thank you.
A masterful job by Bernard, fantastic salesman. We raised around about 400,000 CDs. So I think he deserves a big round of applause. Great job done there. And before I bring on the chairperson, just to recognize quickly, Alhaji Isaka Ibrahim, alias Alhaji Slim, is here with us. Let's give him a wave. And then we have Okofu Ketechi Nyako Eku the 10th, Omaheni of Agona Nyakrong traditional area. Nana Kujo Amwakwa Agona Duakwa Hene, who's here with us. Nana Mpra Afo the 5th Mankrado of Agona Nkum. And we've got Nana Kweku Pra Agona Duakwa Nifaheni. Let's all appreciate them. Thank you so much. We also have the Omanheni of the Sefi Chirano traditional area and Vice President of the Western North Regional House of Chiefs, Okojiman Kweku Jampra. Thank you so much. Let's welcome them all. Ketiche Kwesi Bumangama II, Omahene of the Sefi Ruosi traditional area, and a grandfather of the Ahoys. It's happening, sending his representation here. Thank you so much for your representation here. And at this point, I want to bring on the chairperson, but before that, I want to just recognize Professor Essie Sutherland Addy, who's here with us, and then the special representative of Otumfuo Asanteni to this book launch, Atapoku Ajiman, Director of the Ministry of Roads and Highways. Thank you so much for representing Otumfuo and being here for us. And now I can bring on our chairperson for her closing remarks, Professor Dora Edu Buando.
Thank you very much, MC. And thank you very much, our able audience. I must say that it has been an interesting afternoon getting into the evening. Some of the things that were said here include that the story was a story of service, a story of people who are just human like all of us here. But what I got from reading the book that I would like all of us to take note of is a story of appreciation, that they were able to remember everybody who did something for them. And postscript on page 417, it says, and I quote, "This is our story, this is our life, praising our Savior all the day long. This is our story, this is our life, praising our Savior all the day long." And this is adapted from the Methodist hymn book, the hymn, "Blessed Assurance, Jesus is Mine." So, the book you have purchased is the story of the Awoy and Edu Jemfi siblings. And I pray that we will also be able to tell our stories, especially those of us who've held positions of trust, so that we will motivate others to do good works for our nation. I thank you very much for accepting me as your chair. I didn't do much, thanks to Kafui, but it has been a wonderful afternoon. Thank you very much.
Who's that? Oh, right after the chairman's remarks. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll now call on Mrs. Agnes PJ Danka Ne Edu Jemfi for the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everybody. What a spectacular day we've had. The weather has been favorable. You know, Accra rains can be very temperamental, so we ought to be thankful. But firstly, I want to thank God. I want to thank God for the direction given to the children of D13 to bring this book to life. One person writing an autobiography is not an easy feat. Imagine 7 people doing it from different locations. It was challenging, but here we are. On behalf of the Ahoy and Edu Jemfi family, I want to express our sincere gratitude to Professor Dora Edu Buando, who reviewed this book as well as chaired the function this evening. She is phenomenal. We are indebted to all the speakers this afternoon, the reviewers of this book, DG Books Ghana Limited, Nanano Mahemfo, and everyone who contributed immensely to the start, from the start to the finish of this book and this launch. Those who couldn't make it today, we are thankful for your distant support and generosity. The rest of you who are watching virtually, at this moment, we thank you for your support and contributions. And finally, those who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to bring this program to effect, you are greatly appreciated. Thanks very much.
More acknowledgements. We have the minority leader in Parliament, Haruna, the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, who is here with us. Give us a wave. There he is. There he is. Thank you so much. Okay, and for the closing prayer, I want to call on Mrs. Efua Bram Labi Ne Ahoy for the closing prayer. And if anybody has seen Aduma, we need her for a special author's photograph right after our program ends. So please find her for us and let her come back to the high table. Thank you. Closing prayer.
Shall we bow down our heads for prayer? Please join me to sing praises to our Maker for making the day a successful one. Asedani na ye woze Jesus ye beda wasi da akochemni aban esinyu onyamiza wayendoso commit our souls and ask that you help each one of us here to accomplish whatever purpose that you have brought us onto this world. We say, Lord, help us, and at the end of the day, we'll say hallelujah to your name. Amen.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mrs. Efua Bram Labi. And so I would like to respectfully ask our guests on the high table to kindly rise with the copy of the book, with the cover facing the cameras for a nice commemorative picture. And this is the man who is directing the shots. So please, yes, all right, so that's him. Okay, thank you very much. So, the children of house number D13, South Suntresu Kumasi, and Ahoy and Edu Jemfi, siblings collective biography, has been duly launched on this day, the 14th of June 2020, at the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. To the glory of God. Thank you so much, guests. It's been wonderful. We have refreshment for you outside, and in these days it's called grab and go. So you grab, and, well, you hang around for a while to be entertained, to meet the authors, and then have a beautiful evening. My name is Kafui Day. Thanks to everybody who came here. I'm leaving you in the capable and musical hands of Lipstick Band.